Hi there, I'm Juliana Carroll, and this is my sister and partner in Coffee and Tech, Lisa Jackson. Together, we are your hosts here at the CoffeeTechTalk show, exploring anything and everything.
Hi, this is Lee Jackson, Executive Director of Rethink Worldwide. We are a company that is focused on ending plastic pollution and educating our youth on living a sustainable lifestyle. Today, I'm speaking to Terence Jackson, who is the principal of Rethink Fabrics, the apparel company where the shirts are made out of 100% recycled plastic water bottles. Together, we created FAMYouthFest, a sustainable fashion, art, music festival, and tech marketplace featuring young talents and entrepreneurs. Let's listen to his story and see why this event is important for our youth.
The concept of FAMYouthFest was to create an opportunity for kids to learn about the importance of sustainability, their importance in the fight against plastic pollution and other pollutions in our world, and to provide a safe haven for kids to be able to learn about the world they live in and actively participate in the world they live in and highlight their talents and abilities.
Because sustainability is not just about the planet, correct? It's about people.
As people make the messes, people make the pollutants, people make the plastics, and we're the people to rectify that problem. So sustainability starts with people. It's not about product or a project. Sustainability starts with people. And when we learn how not to throw people away, we'll have a better plan.
Tell us about Nico Jones, who's going to be speaking at our event.
So take for instance Nico Jones, a friend and of mine that has been highly successful, came from the projects in Chicago, was a page for President Obama. A page, as you know, is someone who basically is the assistant, helps run different things, make copies, get coffee, do things like that when they're in the Senate chambers. Wound up becoming a page for President Obama. Went on to be a professional boxer, one fight away from the Olympics, basically. Has a degree from Purdue as an engineer. Overcame the odds to get his degree. Went on to work in, cryptocurrency and developed an extensive real estate portfolio, as well as opening car dealerships. He's just a dynamic young man who has, he's beat the odds. And I know he's had influential people in his life, like his grandmother, who started the first Congressional Black Caucus there in Chicago. But at the same time, he took the bull by the horns and really redirected his life. As we know, I grew up in the inner city, in the projects in New York, and we all have choices to make. It's not where you begin, it's where you want to go. And he took a route, much like myself, that was about a positive route, and a route that changed his life and the life of his family. So this dynamic, he's not even 40 years old yet, and he's done some phenomenal things. Sometimes I'm still learning from him and from people like him. So I just wanted to say that when you have a vision and a goal about sustainable youth and about sustaining our future, if we don't make those investments in kids right now, our future is going to look bleak. So it's very important to have that mentality to invest in our kids. There are no throwaway kids. So that's why we believe in youth and FAMYouthFest, because it's about sustaining our environment, sustaining our world, and empowering the kids to make a difference.
You mentioned rethinking our world. We know you have a company called Rethink Fabrics, where all the shirts are made out of 100% recycled plastic water bottles. Can you tell us how this all came together and how you started and where you are today?
Well, the concept of rethinking things is not new to me. As you know, I grew up in New York City in the projects in Harlem. I was fortunate enough, through the grace of God, to get a scholarship to an elite prep school for high school. And it really was...
What's the name of the school?
Stony Brook Prep School in Long Island. It really was during that time where the concept of rethinking things kind of hit me, right? A kid from Harlem at this elite prep school, you know, around kids I had never met before. Most of these kids were the sons of senators or business owners or Wall Street guys. And here I was, there on scholarship, not only competing with them, but I was also beating them in academics and sports and other things. And it was my first realization that not only can you know, economics was not the only barrier to things, that you can be in those environments where other people have every advantage and you can still be the best. And I learned that at an early age, and that really removed a lot of fear from me, because I knew that I was not just adequate, but in some cases I was exceptional around these other kids. And we developed great friendships, but it was a confidence builder for me. So I would leave this prestigious campus on holidays and go back to sleeping on the couch in the projects. And it taught me a valuable lesson that when you can teach a kid to rethink or rewire his mindset or her mindset, that they'll realize that they can do anything, whether they're affluent, whether they're struggling, whatever status they're at, that a kid is adaptable. And as long as you build that confidence in them, they can really do anything. That's not just a cliche, it's a fact. You know, a kid can do anything that he puts his mind to or her mind to. So that's really where the concept of Rethink started. When I was in high school, I went on and graduated and went to Rutgers University in New Jersey. And I was always an athlete, always played sports. And I really thought I was going to have a football career because I had been playing football since I was 6 years old. But what happened was I wound up getting banged up. I broke my sternum and messed up my knee and some other injuries. And I remember a doctor said to me, you know, you can keep playing, but you may be walking with a limp for the rest of your life. And I counted the cost, and I said, and I didn't want that for my life. So, you know, I gave up football and just focused on academics. I was studying journalism and marketing at the time. And I happened to be in one of the dorm hallways talking to a friend, and I overheard a conversation that a kid was having with another young lady, and I just, out of nowhere, just said something to them, you know, whatever they were talking about. And that kid happened to be Mark Milikowski. And we kind of struck a great friendship right from that day, just talking about hip hop and music and stuff. And, you know, we actually, like I said, we became fast friends, and we wound up getting a off-campus apartment the next year. And that's really where we started conceptualizing the concept of Ecko Unltd. Lo and behold, that person became Mark Ecko, who was the founder of Ecko Unltd clothing, and I co-founded it with him. So, we were just college kids into hip hop, into graffiti, into lyricism, into writing rhymes, and it evolved into this cultural explosion. And we started doing parties on Rutgers campus, selling t-shirts and highlighting unsigned rappers.
What year was that?
Oh, it had to be like 1992. And the parties were a hit. And on the weekends, we would take the train into the city, into New York City, and try to get stores to buy the t-shirts. Now, at the time, the stores were not, and you got to realize this is prior to the internet as it is, and prior to commerce as it is. So if you were not able to get your product into stores, nobody basically would see you. So we would go into the city every weekend and try to get people to buy the t-shirts, try to get stores to buy the t-shirts. But of course, we didn't have marketing money. Nobody knew who we were. So we met resistance. But like going back to my concept of rethink, and rethink goes hand in hand with the concept of being disruptive, not taking no for an answer, and not just accepting the world as it is, but let's look at the world as what it could be. So the buyers of the stores used to constantly throw us out. In fact, we used to go to, Spike Lee had a store at the time in Brooklyn named 40 Acres and a Mule. And we would go there and they would literally lock the door and put the close sign up when they would see us walking up because they were so tired of us trying to come in there and sell our t-shirts. So we stayed at it though, every weekend. Every weekend we would go into the city and try to get people to notice us. Well, eventually, it dawned on me, one of the biggest stores at the time was a store called Dr. J's in Harlem. And we would then go, and me being from Harlem, I knew a lot of people there. So we would stand outside the store and sell the t-shirts on 125th Street in Harlem. And we did it so much that the buyers would come outside and say, hey, you got to move off the block. You can't stand here and sell your t-shirts like this. Is disrupting our business, right? You're taking our customers. But me being from Harlem and being stubborn, I refused to take no as an answer, and we would just stay out there longer and keep selling the shirts. Well, lo and behold, the buyers had to come out again and say, we can't kick you off the block, so we might as well compromise. And what they did was they said they'll give us a test order if we stop selling in front of the store. So they gave us a test order for t-shirts. So finally we're here in Dr. J's, which at the time is one of the premier hip-hop cultural stores really in the world. And they gave us a test order and that was great, but guess what? Nobody knew us. We still didn't have money for marketing. So we were in the store, but nobody knew about us. And so what were we going to do? Well, I devised a plan along with Mark to send all my friends in who lived in Harlem to buy the t-shirts, which they did. Some of which we had to loan the money to buy our shirts. But they went in and they bought our shirts. And the buyers, not knowing, came back to us and said, your sell-through is amazing. You're selling out left and right. We'll give you a real order. Well, finally, they gave us a real order, meaning the quantities were a lot larger. And because they gave us a real order, now people were saying, oh, wow, this must be an established brand. And by that time, enough people in Harlem had free t-shirts or t-shirts that they paid with our money that people thought Ecko was a major brand. And they liked our message because we always did politically inspired, provocative graphics. And as a result, people started inquiring about the brand and we started getting a lot of feedback and a lot of positive reinforcement, a lot of accolades about the political nature of our t-shirts. And that really was the beginning. That's how it took off. And we became noticed. And that was the beginning of what you know as Ecko Unltd clothing.
I remember reading, I think, about on Good Housekeeping or one of those magazines that at its height it was worth $400 million. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, we were way into the hundreds of millions of dollars. You have to understand with apparel, a lot comes with it. You wind up getting approached by other companies that want to license your brand, whether for sunglasses or shoes or hats or bags or whatever. We also did other things like video games and events and festivals. So yeah, Ecko went way into the hundreds of millions of dollars as a brand. And I'm proud to say I was a part of helping lay the foundation for it.
Anything else you want to add for this kids or this youth that we are about to talk to September 10th and 11th?
I just hope that all the kids enjoy themselves, participate, see yourself not necessarily where you are, but where you want to go to and where you want to be. I'm a living testament that the way you began is not the way you finish. And hold on to your dreams. Don't let people talk you out of your dreams. Those things that you passionately desire, go for them and don't let them go. And you can achieve anything you set your mind to with God's help. So that's really my message to the kids, and to rethink your worldview. You know, it's not about economics all the time. It's not about where you grew up. It's not about who your parents are or who they're not. It's really about your passion, your desire, your drive, and you can change the world.